Hi, this is Julianne Price with Life Edit and Design, and welcome back to this series on how to run your entire coaching business inside Notion for free. How cool is that? So we just finished looking at your finances, and now we're going to dive into how to do your marketing. So here, again, I use toggles to open and close things so that you can keep things very clean when you're not working on something in particular. Content would be your blog posts, your YouTube videos, your podcast episodes, things like that. Social media would be your Instagram, your YouTube, your Instagram, your Facebook, whatever posts you're going to do here. So you can open them up. They're identical in structure. They just have slightly different content, obviously. So you have your status view, which is just like you would see maybe in Trello, where you get to drag things through. So you have an idea you start with, then it's in progress, then it's published, right? So you just drag it through. And if it's an idea you've abandoned, you can throw it over here in this no status as abandoned. And then when you're inside of it, you have the ability to do any kind of template you want. So I've given you a starter template, so you can do a brain dump, and then maybe down here you do some research, and then you write your outline. Again, these are toggles, so you can hide them when you're not working on them. You can drag them, so maybe you want to have your brain dump first, and then you want to do your research, but after you're done with your research, you want to move it to down below. Again, any which way you want to do this, you can play around with it. But what I love about Notion is that I can take this status view, right? And that's when I'm working on ideas and fleshing out an idea. But then when I want to see how things are falling, I can switch to the calendar view. It's like, okay, when do I want this idea to hit? When do I want to release it? And then you have the checkbox to say, did I actually schedule it? So you can just check the box to show that you actually scheduled it. You can drag it around. I love that. You change the date, you just drag it around, and then you check the box once you've scheduled it. So visually, you can see quickly where you're at. And then you can also have the list view, which I love, because this will show you kind of what your content is, what your status is again, but it's just a different way of looking at the same data and whether or not you've scheduled it. And your content types you're going to change obviously for whatever your content you're using. I just gave you a couple to start with, so you have something here. But I just love how you can do all of this quickly and just change things around. And again, remember we talked about the templates. So you can come over here, you can have a blog template, a podcast template, a YouTube template, whatever you want. And you're going to edit the template and then just go crazy. You change this all up any which way you want. There's nothing you can really mess up in here. There's no tables in here like there were in the client. So you just change this up any which way you want, which I love. And you can, again, make new templates for anything else that you want to do. And then down here you have your social media, which is, again, the same way. You have the same views. You have the calendar view, you have a status view, you have a list view. Again, same things. You're going to want to change up the channels to be the channels that you actually use. You can change these to different names if you want, but this pretty much gets you there. So I would start with this and really work through this, and then once you get comfortable, maybe change it up. But I just think this is so cool. So now we've replaced, having to use something like Trello, because you get your publishing calendar here, your view, your status view here. Everything that you could have done with, but you needed multiple pieces of software, you can now do all right here. You can write your whole thing, which I love, and then you can let's go back to this list view. You can see what your publishing title is. You can copy and paste. You can do all the work in here, and then copy and paste it over to your whatever platform you're publishing on. You can also have your images in here. So if we go in here, you can drop your image, a link to the image, a link to an article. Say you want to have something like a link to something else that's on your blog and you want to make sure that you reference it somewhere in your article. You can drop those links in here. So much you can do. It's just amazing what you can do here with your with Notion for free. So I hope you enjoyed this little quick series. And while we're talking about linking things, when we go back to this client calendar, you can also send your clients all kinds of links. If you're in here and you want them to read an article or watch a video, you can do links right in here so that your client will see them. So again, just so much you can do with Notion for free. That's just amazing. And that you can customize this to really fit the way that your brain works. So I hope you enjoyed this series, and I hope you hop over to Life Edit and Design. This is my YouTube shop, and my Etsy shop, and you'll find the coaching database right here. It'll get you that great starter. You have all the tutorials that you need right here, plus this video series to really get your mind going, and then take off. You can do so many amazing things right here with Notion, and I hope that you get as excited as I do. All right, we'll talk to you soon.